Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. This week I grabbed my Mojo Jojo Plans Black Boxes book because I thought I would steal these Live Love Posh sticker sheets. The three of them that I've used most have been falling out of the book, so I'm going to try to use up this sticker set. There are a few more in case I need to supplement, but I'm thinking that I will use up the rest of that theme in the book. There are a lot of other themes, and I can grab some quotes or some black and whites to fill in as well. And I've really been trying to use up some of my stash. Not that I don't want to have a stash going forward, but there will be a time when I want to refresh. So I'm trying to use up some stickers and then also use some stamps that I have on hand. I do have this background stamp and the Project Life date stamps. And of course, no spread would be complete without some washi tape. So I'm just going to grab the black and white that I have right here and will be cutting it with my Live Love Posh washi tape cutter. So I will speed up this video just because I do just take my time as I'm going through this. I don't like to rush myself just because I'm recording. I like to enjoy the process. In addition to it being my planner and being very functional for the week, this is also my creative outlet. So let's start by using my Tombow Mono whiteout tape and white out the faith tracker area of this page. I really don't use the tracker, so I don't really need it on the page anymore. So right now I'm whiting it out. When I do decide that it's final decision that I don't need it anymore, I will completely take it off the printable. I do like to cover up that white out section. It does stand out quite a bit if you don't cover it up or mask it in some way. So I am going to use my washi tape and cover it up. I'm just using the black and white grid and then a solid piece of thin black washi. I really like that overlap look of washi tape. So here in this case, I thought it would look good and add just a little bit more depth to that washi tape. It was a little bit light, just leaving the black and white grid. So I like that depth that it brings in and just the weight it adds to the page. Then I'm going to come in and add just a few florals. I did grab this little bit of leftover sticker and start by tucking it in, and then I'm going to use one of the bigger florals in peach. And I thought I would need to add a bunch more up here, but I feel like that covers the area well, and I like how it looks on the page. I did originally pull out this other stamp set for my traveling next week, but I really liked this quote, so I wanted to drop it in here. And it just says, "Life is a beautiful ride." And this particular stamp set is just an inexpensive set from Amazon. And if it's still available, I will link it down below. But I thought it was different, and I didn't need to spend a ton of money on some travel stamps. So I was okay with it not being the perfectly stamped image. Now I'm going to move over to the tasks page, and I am still trying to tweak the layout of this page. So we'll see. I will continue to change and tweak as I need to so that it works best for me. However, the basis of this page is from the HB90 planner, and I'm just tweaking and modifying it as I go. I am part of the HB90 Bootcamp alumni, and I think the sign up for the next session should be coming up here in mid-September for the end of September class in order for you to be prepared for Q4 of this year that starts on October 1st. But this specific page is usually full of tasks, so I don't like to put a ton of decor on it. I did just put a little bit of washi tape at the top and then one little sticker at the bottom and a little bit of washi tape here as well. And then I will move on to the other half of the tasks page. I will need to be mindful this week that in addition to just normal life, I will be getting ready to go on a trip, and we leave early on Saturday morning, so all of my home tasks and anything that I need to do to get my family ready for me to be gone need to be done Friday night. And then Saturday morning I leave and I'm not taking my work computer with me. So there's a lot that needs to be done this week in order for me to feel good about leaving on Saturday. I am going to use my Kelly Creates fine liner in '08, and it is week 35, and I cannot believe it, but September is already here. So I do want to mention that I had a bunch of feedback on what I could use this open area for, this box area. I had used it to write things that are going to take up time so that I knew not to overplan tasks. I had some suggestions on using it as a gratitude area or using it to denote good things that had happened during the week. But I will be honest, once I lay out these two pages, I don't look at them very frequently during the week. I usually have it open to my weekly spread, and then I just have a task list for the specific day. So it doesn't really make sense for me to use it for those things since I don't come back to these pages except maybe Friday night, once on Saturday and once on Sunday, just to make sure that I'm getting as much done as I possibly can. So I will continue to just put a little decor here, maybe a quote, and then again, those big things that I need to make sure that I'm not over planning for the week. I will also mention that I have a separate book where I track one line a days. So it's a 5 year book where each day there's about 6 lines where I can just write one thing about each day. And I feel like I'm duplicating my work if I do gratitude or like good things that happen here because that is what I'm putting in that other book. So I'm trying to use the spaces for things that I don't already have. And I'm also trying to not create more work for myself. So hopefully that all makes sense. So just a little bit of decor here, and then one quote that says, "Every single line means something." And I feel good about how those two spreads look. Now let's move on to my weekly. I did go ahead and change the numbers a little bit. I made them a little bigger and bolder, and then I also scooched them down some so that I had more room at the top so that I could denote birthdays or anything that happened like for the entire day. I do like to break those up, and I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to put a line in that prints or continue to split it up with washi tape or draw it in by hand. That is still to be determined. I was going to also put some skinny washi tape down here at the bottom, but I wanted to leave as much space as possible for writing, so I did just go ahead and write a line instead. I am using my Kelly Creates '08 fine liner pen again, just because I like that bolder line. It almost looks like it was printed there and not just a lighter line with my finer tip pens. I am going to bring in that black and white grid and put it down at the bottom of the pages. I do this so that I can leave as much room as possible within the planner page for functional items, but it allows me to continue to carry the theme across these pages. I do think I need to get some more skinny black washi tape. I feel like I must be getting to the end of the roll, but it is one of my go-to colors. I have a lot of other colors that are this size, but I tend to grab black a lot. Black and pinks are usually my go-tos, but I struggle finding the skinny washi tapes alone and not having to buy a whole set of different colors. So that will be my challenge. And in case you're wondering why I don't hole punch my pages until the end, it is because I don't like how when I'm moving the pages around, the hole punched areas get kind of interconnected and stuck together. So I feel like it's just easier to wait till the end. It is kind of hit or miss when I hole punch, but my preference is to wait until I'm completely done laying out the pages. So since we are traveling this weekend, my best friend and I decided that I would use some of that section down at the bottom to decorate. I doubt that I will spend much time working on anything other than traveling on at least Saturday and Sunday. So I feel like it's okay to use some of that space. I also really want to use that long, flat floral. And I thought that the best place to use that would be over here on the sidebar. So I am going to pull this up and grab a piece of washi tape so that I can figure out what I need to white out in order for the sticker to look the best. So I'm going to overlap my washi tape with the line so that I still have access to it and can white it out. And then I'm going to run my sticker up the edge of the page. And then I will fold the wax paper back so that I can access that dark black line. And then I'll use my Tombow Mono correction tape to white that out. I still haven't found my whiteout pin, like the pin that I used as a whiteout pin. I need to dig through my bag. I must have packed it to take it somewhere and not unpacked it, is my guess. So I still have not found that if you're wondering why I haven't been using that at all lately. So then I'll just pull the wax paper off and that image will be good to go. I also want to put a bigger image over here on Saturday and Sunday, and I'll go ahead and white out the line that I just drew, and I'll also try to figure out how high up I should white out that line as well. I do have a hard time getting these stickers off this page, so I take off that clear outer edge that's the extra from the stickers. And then I'm going to lay this down too far. And when you pull the sticker up, it does grab some of that line, but I was able to white out some of it at least. And I definitely like the look of it better when I've whited out the line behind it. But over here on the edge, it did already grab some of that line onto the bottom of the sticker. So even though I'm going to white it out here, it does still have that shadow of a black line, which it's lighter, so it's okay, but I would have definitely liked to have thought through that before I laid the sticker down. Okay, so what else do we need to do? I definitely want to put something over in the sidebar for my meal plans. I would like to use at least one of these quotes. It's not my favorite quote, but I have two of them now, so I'd like to use at least one. And it says, sometimes it's better to cross the line and suffer the consequences than to just stare at the line for the rest of your life. And I did manage to put it down a little bit crooked and a little bit too close to the florals, but we're going to go with it because I'm afraid that if I try to pull it up, it will rip the paper, and I didn't really feel like getting out my undo because it really wasn't that bad. So I want to add a few more florals across the page. I'm going to go ahead and tuck this one up next to Sunday and trim the sticker off around the edges. And that leaves a little bit extra sticker to play with. And I kind of like to make those corners go a little bit longer across the tops and bottoms so that it doesn't look like I took a non-corner sticker and made it a corner sticker. So I will use the excess from the sticker that I just cut off to fill in a little bit of the gappage just so that, again, it looks like it's supposed to be a corner sticker and not just a square sticker or a round sticker that I stuck in the edge. Hopefully that makes sense. And I would have liked a little bit more to come down that right side, but I didn't have any more small stickers. Maybe if I have one that's already cut and left, I will go ahead and fill in there. But for now, I'm going to call that good. I do tuck one in up here next to Thursday. And then my goal is to put one next to Monday as well. But I'm also needing to decide what I want to do for my month and my dates. So I'll go ahead and tuck one more down here on Wednesday. I will put it kind of close to the gutter just so I have as much room as possible to write any tasks there on Wednesday in that box. And then I'm going to find the other sticker that I wanted to put next to Monday. I do go ahead and get back into the sticker book to find a smaller sticker that I can use. And I do finally struggle and get it up, but I ended up putting it next to Wednesday, and I had completely forgotten that I actually wanted to put it over by Sunday so it could balance a little bit better. And I thought about pulling it up and it started to rip the page, so I just left it be. And hopefully, everything else I do will just pull the page together. So I am going to grab out my stamps. And I just remembered again, every time I pull out the stamp set, I'm bummed that different things are grouped together. So there are like SEPT, AUG, there's like the short names, but they're all in one stamp, and I didn't really want to cut them apart. And then the small numbers, again, they're all grouped together, like you're going to check them off. It's more like a tracker than separate numbers, if that makes sense. So I do go ahead and grab the bigger numbers and stamp each one individually by hand. And I do clean off the stamp in between each use. So I stamped out all the twos, and then I just grabbed a baby wipe to wipe it off. And then I grabbed the three and stamped all the threes, wiped it off with a baby wipe, grabbed the one, misstamped, which it's fine. I'll just stamp over it with a zero. But I just go ahead and work my way through all the numbers, getting those stamped at the top of the page. But I really like that additional font, I guess. I don't love writing the numbers. I'm never happy with how they look. I would prefer this offset, not perfectly stamped look. It may not make any sense, but it's my preference. Will I take the time to stamp them every week? No, I won't. I will still handwrite them some weeks, even though it's not my preference. But even though, like, see that wonky six, I would prefer that over my own handwriting. So let me get the stamping supplies cleaned up. I may or may not have put my hand in the stamp pad before, so I like to try and get that put away so I don't do that. And now I'm just going to take a minute and condense all of the sticker type or this theme to one sticker sheet, and then I will throw away the extra sticker sheets so that I only have one left to manage. And unlike some stickers, when I move these over to another sticker sheet, they have plenty of adhesive power left to them, and I don't feel like they're going to fall off or not be sticky enough the next time around. So I don't always transfer stickers like that, but in this case, it is definitely helpful, and I'm not worried about ruining the stickers. So let's grab a couple box stickers here and drop in some items on the sidebar. Meal planning, of course, is one of my big items that I like to do in the sidebar. So one box, and then I am going to try my Kelly Creates fine liner '08 in the stencil, and although I do make it work, I probably shouldn't. I'm afraid it might damage the tip. It was pretty tight once I got to the edge, so I don't think I'll use that thick of a pen again in this particular stencil. I definitely like the look of it, but again, when I would get to the edge of that line, it just felt like the stencil was grabbing the tip, and I don't want to ruin the tips of these pens because they are some of my favorites. I love that they don't smear, and I like the flat tip when I'm trying to do any sort of handwriting is not the right word, but there is certain fonts that I like to try, and the flat tip of the pen is definitely easier than a pointy tip. I don't know. Again, I feel like I'm not making sense today and not describing things well, so I apologize if I'm not getting across what I'm trying to say. So that top area will be for the meal plans. I did put quite a few lines in because I didn't plan on having filler in the middle section. And also because since the lines don't go all the way across, there isn't quite as much room to write a meal plan, so I thought that I might need more than one line per day. And for errands, I have quite a few lines, and again, I'm hoping not to have that many errands. I know that I have to make a Kohl's return, and hopefully I can exchange a pair of socks at REI, and those I think are the two big things that I need to do before I leave. Otherwise, everything else can wait. And one more soccer game before I leave for my trip. Thankfully, it is another home game, so at least it won't include a bunch of travel time. Almost all of our away games are 40 minutes or more away from our house, so it's definitely nice when they're home games, and the high school is only about 5 minutes from our house, give or take, and whether or not we get stuck behind farm equipment. I did drop a box in with lines so that I can write in the itinerary. I will probably wait until Wednesday to write that in, just in case they make changes to our flight again. And then I will go ahead and drop in the non-negotiable items for this week. That light green color are things that I have to do. The peachy color are work items, and the purple is for anything that is kid related. So I do need to take my car in to get a dent looked at, which was not something that I had planned on doing. I will have to be in the office on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, possibly even Wednesday. So I need to adjust my mindset accordingly. At least on days when I work at home, I can switch laundry out. And that is important because my son's extra practice jerseys have not arrived yet. And we are literally doing laundry every other night, if not every single night. So it's been interesting. On Monday, I don't normally go into the office, but I need to go in and get all the surplus pulled and put in an area so that when they come to pick it up, it's ready to go because I will not be there when they come to pick it up. I will actually be working on another project, installing wireless at another location that we support. So, again, I will be in the office on Tuesday as well. The first part of the day, I will be installing those access points, and then in the second half of the day, I'll just be doing my normal job and making sure everyone that I support is set while I'm gone. And I also like to drop in the meetings that are scheduled. So I do have a meeting scheduled at 11 o'clock on Tuesday, which I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go to because I'll be doing the install and it may take longer than originally planned. So we'll just have to play that one by ear, but I do like to have it on my calendar. I also do drop in my son's soccer practice schedule, and I set it off to the side because it's not something that I need to take him to, but I like to remember that it has to happen. And so that I just make sure that I get a notification that he has arrived at the high school. I will note at the top of each column whether I plan on being at home or work each day. So Monday I said at work, Tuesday at work, Wednesday I just left as TBD. I'll go ahead and drop in the rest of my working hours for the first half of the week. Basically, it'll be about 8 to 4, maybe 7 to 4, depending on whether or not I take a lunch, but really just trying to get my mind around what needs to happen when in order for everything to go smoothly for the week. And then on to the second half of the week. Thursday, I will draw in my rough working hours, and then I need to make a note that I need to finish the cable installation, hopefully before I leave for the day, so that I don't have to go back in on Friday. So I will just note that. Definitely something I need to remember. And then I will also note that I will be at work that day and at home on Friday. And then I will also drop in my son's soccer practice for Friday. And then last but not least, I will write in my work hours for Friday and one meeting that I have. And then this will be my spread for the week. Thanks for coming along with me. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you want to come along with me as I lay out my tasks, that will come out tomorrow morning. And then I do have some other videos coming your way this week and while I'm on vacation. So I hope that everybody enjoys those, and leave me a comment down below if you want to see something else in my planner, or if you are interested in seeing more of my day-to-day planning. Okay, everybody have a great week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!